So this is part 7 of this multi-part video series for positional stock traders on the weekly chart. So yesterday we looked at the 12 different fundamental criteria that we need to check for every stock that we consider for positional trading. So let us look at a couple of examples to understand this better. Okay. Remember that no stock will meet all the criteria. If you find a stock which meets all 12 criteria, that's like an opportunity that cannot be missed, provided the stock has technically set up well. Remember what Mark Minervini said in his book, no matter how great a company is fundamentally, if technically it is not giving us a proper base setup in a confirmed stage 2 uptrend, he will not buy the stock. So we will abide by that rule. No stock will meet all 12 criteria. We are looking for a stock that comes very close to our criteria. The more the factors in our favor, the better. Out of 12, we are looking for majority of factors to be in our favor, at least more than 50%. So out of 12, I would say at least 7, because 7 is more than 50% of 12, right? At least 7 should be in our favor for us to really start taking that stock seriously. If it is 6, then it's like 50-50. So there could be weakness in the stock. Let's look at a couple of examples. I cannot take the name of the stock because of regulations in India, but I have taken some screenshots from MarketSmith of fundamental data of a couple of companies. Name will not be disclosed, but let's look at this criteria compared to what we have on MarketSmith. So see, this is stock A. Will not name the stock. So have a look at this. What's our first criteria? Latest quarter EPS growth should be more than or equal to 40%. Okay. Now I want you to start making notes of violations. Don't count how many factors are in our favor. Start counting how many factors are not in our favor. So, for example, if you find that 6 or 7 factors are not in our favor, that's a fundamentally weak stock, because out of 12, if 6 or 7 are not in our favor, I mean, why do we need to even do further investigation? Correct? So, let's check how many violations do we get. Latest quarter EPS growth more than or equal to 40%. See, latest quarter EPS growth 35%. So I will take a note. I will get a paper. So I have this paper. So I will write down here with my pen. I will write down one violation. Okay. What's the second? 3/4 of EPS growth acceleration. This is 35. So this should be 40. So one violation. Do you see 3/4 of acceleration? No. From 54, it goes to -24. So with my pen, I will mark another violation. Next, EPS annual growth rate more than or equal to 25%. So you see, EPS growth rate is 56%. So fine. So I don't need to write anything here. It is in our favor. EPS stability less than or equal to 25. So EPS stability, see, this is 43. So that's a violation. It should be less than or equal to 25. So I will mark this third violation. So out of 12, 3 are gone. Then 3 years of positive annual EPS growth. Let's see annual EPS. So 3, 6, 8. Fantastic. We have. So we don't need to mark anything. I don't mark anything that is in our favor. Okay. Annual EPS at an all-time high. So as you can see, EPS 8.16 is at an all-time high. Then quarterly EPS greater than annual EPS. So quarterly EPS is 35%. Annual EPS is 56%. So quarterly should be more than annual. Here annual is more than quarterly. That's a violation. So I will mark that. So total 4 violations. Okay. Out of 7, 4 are not in our favor. So here itself you get an idea as to what we are heading towards. Okay. This is not a stock worth considering for positional trading. Sales, latest quarter sales growth more than or equal to 25%. This is 18%. So another violation. So 5 violations. 3 quarters of accelerated growth, sales growth acceleration. See, from 30 it goes to 1. Another violation. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 violations. Out of 12, 6 are gone. So which means it's 50% or less than 50% factors could be in our favor no matter what happens. So after this, I don't even check ahead because I have got 6 violations and I don't need to go ahead. Okay. But for your sake, we'll check the ROE. ROE should be more than or equal to 17. See, this is 16. Okay. So 7 violations. Next, margin expanding for 3, 5, 10 years. So margin is here. See, net margin. So from 1915 for 17, 1787. So last 3 years it is expanding, but it is not at an all-time high. So I will write 1 violation. So you see, out of 12, there are 8 violations, which means only 4 are in our favor, which means this is a fundamentally weak stock. So I will not take a positional trade in this, neither on the daily chart nor on the weekly chart. No matter how great the base is, no matter how many points in the base, no matter where the pivot point, I don't care. This is not a positional trade. This could be a swing trade on the daily time frame chart, but here we are only discussing positional trading. So our basic criteria is out of 12, majority should be in our favor. So this stock is out. Okay, next. And by the way, all this analysis that I did for you just now by comparing the checklist with, I do this in less than 5 seconds. Okay, because this 12 criteria, it is so ingrained in my mind that the moment I see this table, within 2 seconds, I know how many violations. The moment I see this, within a couple of seconds, I know how many violations. The moment I see this, within a second, I know whether it is positive EPS growth, whether it is all-time high. Within a second, I know whether this is expanding or, because I know what I'm looking for. I am not confused. I know the exact 12 things that I am looking for. And if I find more and more violations piling up, that's it. I'm out. I'm not in the stock. Let's look at stock number B. Okay. Stock B. EPS growth 40% or more. See, it is more than 40%. Fine. 3 quarters of EPS growth acceleration. See, 17,211,297. Fine. Annual EPS growth more than 25%. This more than 25%. Fine. EPS stability less than or equal to 25. EPS stability 52. So 1 violation. Okay. Next, 3 years of positive annual EPS growth. See, 4, 5, 6. Fantastic. Annual EPS at all-time high, 6.73. Yeah, it's all-time high. Quarterly EPS more than annual EPS. So quarterly is 297. Annual is 27. Fantastic. No violation. Okay. Then sales. Latest quarter sales growth 25% or more. 112%. Fantastic. 3 quarters of sales growth acceleration 20, 66, 112. Fantastic. ROE is 12%. It should be 17. So 2 violations. Okay. Till now, 2 violations only. Then margin expanding for 3, 5, 10 years. Look at margin. Yeah, see 8.65, 8.48, 8.77. So generally it's expanding. Okay. Is it at an all-time high? No, because it was 12.39. So 1 more violation. So see, out of 12, 3 violations. Okay. Net margin at an all-time high. Out of 12, 3 violations, which means 9 are in our favor, which means more than 50% of the factors are in our favor. Can we consider this stock for positional trading? Obviously, yes. Okay. So you see, these 12 factors, they may not be satisfied by all the stocks. Okay. Not every stock will meet all the 12 criteria. But these 12 factors will help you compare two stocks. Now, in this example, tell me which stock is better, stock A or stock B. In stock A, there are 8 violations. In stock B, there are only 3 violations. Which stock has a better chance of outperforming? Which stock has a better chance of stock price going up? Obviously, stock B, right? So this is the first step. First, you qualify the stock whether it is positional trade or not, because that is the basis of positional trading fundamentals. Once these 12 criteria, you know that majority are in our favor, then we consider the stock for positional trading. Okay, we don't buy the stock. We consider it for positional trading. Then we do liquidity analysis, comparative analysis. We check whether it's a market leader. Then we do technical analysis. We look at the base count, right? We look at the pivot point. We draw the blue zone, green zone, red zone. We look at the base count, early stage, middle stage, late stage. We look at the relative strength line, blue dot. Okay. Liquidity analysis, comparative analysis, technical analysis, fundamental analysis we already did, and then market analysis to determine whether we should buy the stock and how much position size we should get into. Okay. And then when the stock enters the blue zone on the weekly time frame chart, we look at the volume. If the volume coming in is good enough on the weekly time frame chart, we start buying the stock as long as it is in the blue zone. Then we once we buy the stock, we get the average execution price. We do risk management. We put the 5 to 8% stop loss. We put our targets, and then we wait. That's all we can do. Okay. So this is how I have extracted data from MarketSmith. I cannot show you the name of the stock, but you can use this 12 criteria to classify stocks. Which one is fundamentally better than the other? Which one qualifies for positional trading? If you have two stocks where there are only three violations in both the stocks, okay, doesn't mean that both stocks should have same weightage. Maybe one stock has EPS growth of 300%, another stock has EPS growth of 55%. Tell me which stock is better. Okay, so even those that qualify, you can continue to prioritize based on the fundamental characteristics. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful to you, and this will help you determine stocks which are really worth considering for positional trading. And this is, by the way, is William O'Neill's study. This is not my input or something. It's already available in the public domain. It's already available in the book. So please read that book. I don't understand why these factors are important. So that is the reason why I don't use things like EPS rating and SMR and those things. I just look at the actual facts, the numbers. Okay. Thank you so much. So this was part 7. Let us see what I can put in part 8. I have not decided yet.